Zero Dark 30 is a military term for 12:30, and it's the darkest time of night. And we use it as the title for two reasons. Number one, it refers to the time that the U.S. Navy SEALs were in flight and entering Pakistan, and also as a metaphor for the entire 10-year hunt to find bin Laden and the kind of dark decade that the country went through. There were a lot of people across the world involved in the hunt for bin Laden, and we couldn't capture every aspect of that, but we tried to capture the scope. I mean, you're talking about the world's most dangerous man and a manhunt that went on for 10 years. So there were people working on that in Pakistan, there were people working on that in Washington, there were people in Afghanistan, and so on and so on. And we tried to cast the movie to reflect the scope of the effort. And so there are a lot of speaking parts, and it is an ensemble. But at the same time, we really tried to tell the story through the eyes of a handful of individuals who, over time, were really dedicated to finding bin Laden specifically, and who played a dramatic role in his eventual death. I think anybody who's been reading the headlines and following this story will find in our film a very visceral, intense, put you right in the middle of the action dramatization of some of the events that they know about. At the same time, I think there are a lot of events here that we depict that people are probably not aware of unless they're in the heart of the national security establishment. So if there's curiosity about why it took 10 years to get bin Laden, I mean, the short answer is it's very difficult, but we do try to capture some of the complexity and trials and tribulations of that in the film of those 10 years. And I think anyone that's interested in what is probably the greatest manhunt, or at least the largest manhunt in modern history, it's really an incredible story that doesn't require a lot of finessing or a lot of topspin because all of the dramatic elements are there. You've got the most dangerous man in the world. You've got a small band of people that are scattered across the globe intensely trying to find him. There's a deadly game of tit for tat going on with both sides, and the stakes are sort of like the lives of thousands of innocent people. So that's as a dramatist, that's pretty fertile terrain to kind of walk into, and I was fortunate enough to be able to talk to people who were able to give me their firsthand accounts of how they did it. So it's not just a diagram of the hunt for bin Laden. It really shows you the personalities and the types of people and the types of issues that they dealt with. And I think some of those issues and people will be surprising. The movie starts in the early days of the hunt for bin Laden, when the CIA was really kind of waking up to the fact that there was a global network of people dedicated to killing Americans, and they honestly didn't know that much about the network, and it's not like there was a phone book with Al-Qaeda names in it and addresses, and these people were very smart about hiding their identity as they were going about doing what they were doing. So the film starts by following some of the characters in their very early attempts to piece together really the names, starting just with the names, and then moving from names to locations of the key Al-Qaeda members.